Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. You know, I've never been described as a shallow guy. This topic is called Traces of You, which is sort of like an intimate look at yourself and all the things that happen over your career in this business, or any other business really. It's when you can look at your work and basically you can tell what was going through your mind and how you felt. Well, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, or maybe I'm onto something. My name's Jeff Mohr. I'm the Northwoods Carver, and thanks for seeing what I saw. Traces of you, echoes of effort, shadows of self. Every time I stand in front of a log, I remind myself, it's not just wood, it's a mirror. That may sound strange at first, but the truth is, when I begin carving, the log reflects me back to myself. It shows me my mood, my patience, my discipline, or my lack of it. If I'm rushing, the carving looks rushed. If I'm calm and steady, the flow shows. If I'm distracted or unsure, the wood makes sure everyone can see it. Some days you wake up to a log and everything feels heavier than it should. Not because of the log itself, but because of how you're showing up. Maybe you're rushed. Maybe you're frustrated. Maybe your mind is elsewhere. Every cut feels harder. Every angle more stubborn. And progress seems slower than it really is. That's the log reflecting you. Plain and simple. Other days, you take your time. You move in deliberately, letting each cut follow the rhythm of your own energy. You're patient, present, intentional. And suddenly, the log feels like it's cooperating, not resisting. The difference isn't in the wood, it's in you. And then there are the days when you overthink. You hesitate every few cuts, second-guessing yourself, fearing failure. That hesitation shows up in the sculpture. The carving waits, frozen, until you find the courage to move forward. I can tell my reflection by how I treat the project. Some days I'm rushing, and when I rush, suddenly everything feels harder than it has to be. Progress feels clumsy and frustration builds. That's not the log's fault. That's me staring back at myself. I let myself slowly work my way into the wood, like I'm getting to know it piece by piece. Those carvings always carry a kind of peace to them. You can almost feel the patience carved right into the lines. And all those reactions, the rushing, the patience, the overthinking, they're like a log of my history with the art form. Pardon the pun. But it's true. Every carving exposes me to myself. It shows me exactly where my mindset was in that moment or on that project, or sometimes even just for the day. And that's not always easy to face, because the log lets me see the painful truth of my own evolution, or lack of it. You see, carving is a mental game before it's anything else. The log is where your truth shows up. If your mind isn't right, and if you're distracted, anxious, or second-guessing yourself, the evidence will be carved right there into the wood. Every rushed line, every hesitation, every cut that lacked flow, it all becomes a record of the state you were in. And without that mental strength, it's easy to slide into being uninterested, melancholy, even depressed. That's when burnout creeps in. That's when the block sets in, and suddenly you don't even want to face the log. But here's the paradox. The same log that reflects your weakness can also become the thing that restores you, because when you face it honestly, when you let it show you exactly where you are, it can pull you forward. It can remind you why you started. It can challenge you to grow. We all have our knots, the places that are dense, gnarled, and difficult. They're not mistakes, though. They're part of the tree's story. A storm, a broken branch, a wound that healed over time. And then my saw hits a knot. It tells me, slow down, adjust, pay attention. Doesn't that sound familiar? Our own scars and struggles. Those knots shape us. They make us stronger in places, but they demand patience. And then there are cracks. Every log has them. Some you can hide, some you can work around, and some you have to make part of the art. Cracks remind me of the truths in life that can't be covered up. No matter how much we want to disguise them, they'll show through even if we pretend they're not there. Now let me be straight about something. The log can't show you a dang thing. It's not alive. It doesn't whisper secrets, but you can see what you're lacking when it glares back at you. When things just aren't looking good enough from the beginning, but you still push through anyway, it's like shingling a roof. If you don't start laying them down straight, the whole thing goes wavy. Sooner or later, you're going to have to tear it all back down and redo it. If you had integrity from the start, you could have saved yourself all that wasted time. And listen, this isn't really for the cash and carry carvers, the folks that are happy to crank out a quick bear and move on. Nothing wrong with that. That's what you want to do, and that's what you're after. Beautiful. I'm talking to the ones trying to level up their game, the ones that want more than good enough. The log will force you to face yourself, whether you like it or not. When I carve, the log doesn't just reflect the tree's story, it reflects mine. If I'm frustrated, my cuts are harsh and jagged. If I'm at peace, the shapes flow smooth and sure. If I'm fearful, you'll see hesitation. If I'm bold, you'll see confidence. The log has no filter. It doesn't lie. It tells me who I am that day, whether I want to face it or not. And in that way, every carving becomes kind of a portrait, not just of a bear or an eagle or a fisherman, but the carver who made it. A snapshot of their mind, their heart, their season of life. The log is an inanimate object. It doesn't judge, it doesn't whisper. It doesn't reflect anything on its own. But I believe it's the duty of the self-aware artist to always find a way to reflect, to self-govern, and to recognize where you are and where you need to be. That way, every project, every cut becomes a stepping stone. Each one makes finding the entrance ramp to the flow state that much more effortless. That is the gift and the responsibility of being an artist.